Coach, I know you probably would have liked to get to the crease a little bit more tonight, but just what were the Bruins doing that made it tough for you guys to do a little bit better job of that in the third?
Yeah, I mean, I think coming into the game, you knew they were going to be back a lot. They'd have numbers. They make it hard to get to the net and make it hard to stay there. So it's not a surprise. I think we could have done a better job. One with our execution, just to get into the offensive zone more, and then to be able to create just more traffic at the net, more quality around the net. Too many outside shots there that nobody was. At times, nobody were even in the area. So. Yeah, I think that part of our game has been better as of late, but I think today, it took a step backwards in that regard.
Your assessment of just the flow of the game, first half of the game, you guys are on the PK 6 times.
Yeah, it was a lot of time on the penalty kill. That makes it hard. It's a lot of minutes there for a small number of players, and then it's also a lot of players that aren't, they're not getting into the flow of the game. And we've had that before this year too, and so we got a better job. We have to control what we can control and just find a way to get into it and stay into it. I think we can stay out of the box more too.
Only drawing 2 penalties. What can you do to draw more?
I feel like sometimes each game's going to be a little bit different. Like each game, the reason how we can try. I think for us today, like those opportunities missed in the offensive zone where we could have held on to pucks more. I think that's definitely an area that we could have either generated more chances or we could have been potentially drawing penalties. And so, but we missed those opportunities, so we don't get either.
After a few games, your assessment of Evgeny Malkin on the wing?
Yeah, no, I think he's played wing before, so I don't think it's not something that's like totally new. I think he's, as a wing, I think your starting point changes a little bit more, like in terms of like coming out of the zone through the neutral zone a little bit. But you saw some times here just through this, this small number of games too, where he's able to find that speed. Sometimes it's a chip out to recover and being able to generate, some speed coming through the neutral zone off the rush, which is, I think part of his game there as a center. He's still finding different ways to do it. So, it was a good chunk of time that he was out. Like I think it takes a little while sometimes to get fully up to speed.
Is any part of putting him on the wing managing that shoulder injury, like keeping off of face-offs or anything like that?
We looked at options and decided, we had conversations, and that's where we landed. I'm starting the wing here.
Obviously, power plays can give a team a lot of momentum, and these guys are running at a really good percentage right now. So, especially in the last few games, they've been really hot. So, how we were able to snuff them out is huge. It's a big confidence booster for this group, and I think doing that gave us a chance to win tonight's game.
I hate to ask, about the only goal of the game. What did you see there, Arvidsson's backhand?
Yeah, he obviously made the first save, pops out. It's on his stick, then it's on his kind of in the middle of both the guys' skates. So I lost it for a second, then went back out to his stick, and I just tried to spread because I felt like that's the only amount of time I had. And then with RV's luck, he hits the post, goes off my leg and back in. So, yeah, it's tough that that's the goal that wins the game. But I mean, that happens. It's stuff like that happens in sports.
How challenging was tonight's game in terms of just the flow of the game? The first half of the game, a third of your ice time was penalty kill.
Yeah, that's tough. I think as a player too, when you're able to run the lines, 1 to 4 lines, if you're able to run them, you get that rhythm, you get that flow. And obviously with us having to kill so many, takes that off. So only specific guys have to play. But again, those guys came up huge, and even though that was kind of the flow of the game, I think the way that we responded to the penalty kills was amazing. Everybody still had their legs and still played a really hard game. So it's a good battle by the guys tonight, and I think Korpisalo played a heck of a game.
Is it frustrating or encouraging that you guys played so well for 30 minutes but didn't get the W?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, a back-to-back game, keeping the score to 1-0, I think that's a challenge in today's game. So the fact that we were able to do that, obviously we just weren't able to capitalize on some goals, but I think that is very encouraging because the days that we will capitalize, I think we win that game majority of the times.
What did you make of the chances you guys were able to generate? Obviously the Bruins kind of keeping you guys to the outside today.
Didn't do enough. Clearly we didn't score goals, so I don't know if it was traffic, if it was not shooting the puck enough, if it was winning that net front battle, but clearly at the end of the day we didn't do enough to score a goal, and it goes down to going back to the drawing board.
How much credit can you give to your PK today with 6 for 6, keeping them to just 1 goal?
Yeah, I mean it was huge, but even if they do get the kill, it's kind of a momentum shift for us usually, and I feel like tonight maybe we were a little flat-footed after those, and but they did a great job as always.
I apologize if you answered this before, but did they maybe frustrate you guys a little bit heading into the latter half of the second and third period?
We knew they were going to play like that. They're a 1-2-2 kind of neutral zone. They're sagging back, and for us it was obviously not enough, but maybe put more pucks deep next time we play them and try to get that forecheck going.
Well, you've been in this league a while. You've played against Kevin Hayes, played with him 800 games. Just how great of an accomplishment is that, and just what kind of teammate has he been in this locker room? How would you kind of describe being in this team?
It's an unreal milestone. Obviously, you need to play a lot of years to get to 800, and he's done just that, kept his body healthy enough to get there. That's a big thing too, and yeah, he's a great teammate obviously in the locker room. He's the one that's kind of joking all the time, and the boys love him.
We don't do ourselves any favors today by taking as many penalties as we did. Whether we agree with them or not doesn't really matter. But it was a tight game. I think it was a winnable game for us. We obviously just didn't do enough today to sustain it long enough to create more chances for ourselves and push for that goal to tie the game, and that's the way it is sometimes.
You did a better job of it in the third, but just what were the Bruins doing that made it so tough to get inside more in the blue paint?
No, I mean, they're a disciplined team, and like I said, they probably did it for a little bit longer than we did today, and they controlled territory, especially around the nets, and I just don't think we gave ourselves enough chances today to score goals. And when they don't go in, then you don't score any.